Hey, dear for next doing my playthrough of Void War on Torment 6 difficulty. I've got the Mutant Commander, my first time playing him, and then I've got the Relic Freighter A. It's a Death Cult themed ship. I have used this before to beat Torment 3. This is an instructional game for Torment 6, and right now we're doing pretty well. We had a lot of momentum in the game up until this fifth sector. We were doing really well after the exclusion zone. Got a lot of good stuff here in these, I guess, these first couple of sectors we went through, and this sector was. Last sector was kind of a bust. I think what I got was we got a few modules. We got the Vile Sepulcher, which I didn't really want, but this is the only thing they had. And this, once per fight, will summon a random demon. I mean, it'll help harass a caster, right? So that's a good thing. And then we got a God's King Mantle, and this was helpful for us to get a Claymore Missile. A Claymore Missile is probably one of the best missiles to have in a boss fight, so we got that because it does 3 hull damage. Munitions are well stocked up. And let's see, we've got Hull Reaper to level 2. I did that early because we're just having a little trouble there getting Shield 4 down. And now this, I wanted to make sure while the shield was down we did as much hull damage as we could. Now we can do that. And we got a Twin Disruptor. I don't remember when we picked that up. This helps us to take down Shield 4. Now we got Twin Disruptor, these two for Shield 4. Still got the Lance. Also in reserve I have a Beam Weapon, Energy Beam 1, that when we get to the boss fight I may go ahead and switch this out with the Lance. Because the Lance will be helpful, but if the boss ship has their evasion up, it's just another shot that can miss, right? While the beam weapon will hit. If we can just get shields down with a combination of these little 1 power, 2 power weapons, and then our casters, because we have hate matrix, then we may have a chance at getting through to all the other boss systems, depending on which it is. So let's meet the boss. Let's see who it's going to be, as I'm curious to see in the Imperial Coreworlds. Okay, who will it be? It's the Ariokine Starflayer. Okay, and we have no Purify spell. Well, my commander has a Purify, but he can get hit immediately. And we also have a case where we got a shop right here. Ugh. Okay, we have a last chance to get systems and consumables. Well, maybe we'll get some fusion charges, and maybe we'll get a siege beam. I'd love to get a siege beam. And then after that, we'll have to just find a way to get there with scrap. I don't know if we might hit this shipyard just to get some extra munitions, since if we get a siege beam, we'll need a lot more munitions, right? So let's head to the merchant and see what we get. Hopefully it's something good. Oh, it's there. I'm clapping siege beam. Oh, nice. But we don't have no fusion charge. We have 1 fusion charge, and that's it. So we're gonna have to rely on doing a lot of damage with 4 guys to the shield system or the casters, and no crews, so we're gonna be stuck with these casters. I really wanted to lean into this hate matrix and get more casters, but alas, we just got, I guess, the hate matrix too late in the game and not enough casters. So, and we don't need any of these missiles. I'm fine with the Claymore, and we're gonna get siege. Let me see where I want to put it. We're gonna need to repair it. I could have it right here, I guess, so that way if we have a guy here on the throne, he can run out there and repair it. Over here's not bad either. We're gonna have crew over here. I wish I had more crew because we're gonna get boarded probably, and I'd like to be able to repel those borders if we can. We do have Chaos Rift. If I keep this guy alive, he'll be able to repel the borders, right? So thinking maybe I should move him into another room. Maybe put him on the doors? Huh. Yeah, I'll have to think about this before the final battle. I wish I had a little more crew. Probably should have got more crew while we had the chance to do it, but it's just the way it is. Yeah, that's probably the smallest crew I've had going into the final fight. Something to think about. I didn't realize I'd have so little crew, so I'll have to watch out. Every crew is going to be precious now going forward. I don't know if that means I have to get a Husk. Another Husk? That'd be helpful. Huh. Yeah, I may want to get a Husk, because that's another guy who can carry a tool, right? And no fusion charge, we know that. So let's see where I'm going to put this siege beam. Let's see where I'm going to put it again. Sorry, I got off track here. Kind of like having it here, because if we recall back, we can start to repair it, right? Though they will attack it. I guess I'll put it here. That way, because there's a guy right here who can help repair it. So we'll go ahead and get the siege beam and put it here. And let me get the power for it. Okay. So now we got that. And let me see what I want to do. I'm thinking if I want to sell the energy lance. I mean, what would I use the money? We got a ton of scraps. See, that's a lot of scraps. It's just a shame we can't spend any more of it. I mean, now we're worried about crew. I could get a Husk Rack, right? I mean, and I could upgrade it, right? Well, I don't want to upgrade it because then they're shock husks, right? That causes problems. You don't want one to die and ionize your system, right? So, but it's extra bodies that can mess with borders, right? So that's something. Well, let me think about this, and I'll come back to it. I switched out a game, and that's because I'm about to show you all a spreadsheet that's related to trying to figure out how to spend all the scrap I have in this store since we're close to the end. But before that, I figured I'd start off with a comic I found that is relevant. It's a comic about the Warhammer 40k universe. No relation to Void War, of course, but it does tie back to spreadsheets. So let me go and zoom in. I'll go over each of the 4 panels. So first panel says, this is the member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, part, I guess you could say it's like the technocult of the Warhammer 40k universe. It says, Adeptus Administratum, I bring you good tidings. The Scutari have uncovered an STC. STC means Standard Template Construct, that contains sacred knowledge that will aid your endeavors. STCs are highly sought after by the technocult Adeptus Mechanicus members. They contain knowledge that has been long since forgotten, but can be used to build powerful machines, powerful systems, or contain powerful knowledge to hopefully help aid the Imperium or the Adeptus Mechanicus themselves. So we go on the next panel here. This is a member of the Adeptus Ministratum, I guess. This is marvelous news, Magos. I doubt, however, that even the ancient empire was capable of running an empire spanning millions of worlds efficiently. Nevertheless, tell me what archaic wonders of mankind's golden age have you found that will solve our bureaucratic woes? We'll go to the third panel. The ancients called this Microsoft Excel. And then we go to the fourth panel. Breaking news. All chaos. Xenos, the entire galaxy defeated. And this is a map of the Imperium here. Turns out we literally had like 40 more Astartes legions, those are the Space Marines, just hanging around somewhere waiting for orders. Holy bleep pivot tables, Administratum. So, the reason I'm showing this is I'm about to show you a spreadsheet, and you're probably going to think that's absurd, but keep in mind the entire Warhammer 40k universe, no relation to Void War, is mired in absurdity, which is part of its charm. But anyway, I figured I'd just show you this before we get into the next segment, where I'm going to be using a spreadsheet, using this ancient technology to help solve my problem and trying to figure out how to optimize my scrap expenditures efficiently to hopefully help me win the game. So let's go on to the next segment. So switching over out of the game into a spreadsheet, and I'm using this as a tool to help me plan out 2 things. I'm trying to plan out what other items I can try to purchase to prepare for the boss battle with my current scrap. My total scrap I have right now, I've entered into a cell here. This is Microsoft Excel. You could also try and build the same type of spreadsheet in the Google Docs. They are Google Sheets, I guess they call it. So if you're not sure how to use the sheets, you could probably use one of the AI tools to help you how to build a table. Just tell it what you want to do, and it could try to build out the sheet or maybe just the formulas for you. So up in this section here, I've got my total scrap, and I have a series of formulas that will give me a sum of how much is left if I spend the money. So for example, here's a listing of items I like to spend on. I could upgrade to Missile 2, and that tells me the stats +1. That gives me, and I'll have basically an extra shot every 15 seconds. That's what that upgrade, that's just my own notes for that. And it's going to cost me 80. That's including the Missile 2 upgrade in the missile bay, then the power unit for it. You have to also buy a power unit on the reactor. So, and if I put the unit over here, then you see it subtracts from this total and gives me a remaining scrap of 293. Now, you see I've got a higher amount than the listed there. That's because I also have items I'm possibly going to sell right here at the bottom. These are things I can sell that I have in my inventory. See, we're at 330, so let's say I want to upgrade to Missile 2. Then, because I like having missiles that fire faster than 18 seconds, wherever it is right now, we can get 15 seconds, same as my weapons. That's going to cost me 80 scrap, I'll have 250 left. I want Siege Beam 2. Siege Beam 2 is powerful because if it hits an empty room or room without a system on the boss ship, it does twice the damage. And so that's going to cost 70. Already figured that out. We got 180 left. Now, another option I could get is Shield 3. Right now we're at Shield 2. And this includes, it's pretty expensive because you have to get 2 shield units and 2 power units. That's going to cost 165. And so that would basically use up the bulk of our scrap. And of course, we still have a few nodes that we would have to jump through and maybe get more scrap to try to upgrade further systems. Now, this may not be the best option. I'm thinking Shield 3, but we also have to look at our ship and think about, well, what's the real risk in our ship? What are the problem we have? Well, the problem is going to be the crew. And this is probably the on my recorded videos here, this is probably the boss battle I've come into with the least amount of crew ever, and certainly a small amount of crew that can hold tools. And so I may want to do something to support my crew, to add more crew members. So another option staying the Shield 3 might be to get a Husk Rack. Husk Rack would cost 105. It's unconventional, and most of the bear players wouldn't even think about Husk Rack in the early pre-patch versions of the games, but I believe in one of the other patches, I can't remember if it was 103, 104, they did buff the Husk Rack a little bit. I don't know if they increased or shortened the amount of time it takes to produce the husks, or what exactly they did to them, but now it's something that is not so bad. And if I get a Husk Rack, that means I can produce up to 3 units within a short period of time. That could help support my crew. You know, they could repair things, they could stay in a room if a unit gets mind controlled, and you know, just sort of distract them. So there's a lot of options I could have. I could even take some with me on boarding, right, if the crews are indisposed. So Husk Rack, I'd like to upgrade to Husk Rack 2, so that gives you a +1 DPS to the husks, I believe. That's a +1 DPS, which that gives them a DPS of 4. So that makes them even viable for offense and defense. And it's about the same cost as the shield. Shield is 165, and this is also 165 if we put this together. And so now I'd have 15 scrap left over. So this may be another option I can think about, because we have a shield charge. We don't really have to worry about upgrading shield 3. And there's also some things I can sell. Like, I'm thinking about considering selling the lance. I've already looked at the price. That would bring my scrap is being updated in a formula here. I basically take, I subtract all the items here, and then I add back the items here that are, you know, I have them as negative numbers, so they get added back. So, and then we also have an assault shield, and I'll get into that. That's an extra tool that we're not going to need. And then I have an auction shank and dark matter prism I don't need. So that'll give me up to 58 scrap, and that's almost enough to upgrade to Auto Surgeon 3, which would also help support my crew, right? Help tank my crew on the ship. So I'm thinking of going with this option because, and it's only because I have a small amount of crew. Now, if I had the same amount of crew in my other playthroughs, I think I had like an extra 5 to 6 crew members that could carry tools, then I would probably go with Shield 3. That'd be more protective. I wouldn't worry about getting a Husk Rack. But another thing too, because we're dealing with the Starflayer, they have at least 3 Death Knights that can do the Treasonous Whispers mind control. And also, every 60 seconds, we're going to have at least 1 or 2 crew members mind controlled. So if I produce Husk Rack, that's additional Husks that could possibly get mind controlled. If they get mind controlled, I really don't care. Now, there may be a risk because some of them have the higher DPS, right? So that could be threatening to some of my units, but I could send the other Husk after them, right? As long as they all don't get mind controlled, right? So, could be a liability, but it's also an extra thing to keep my spellcasters alive. So I want to keep the spellcasters unaffected. And then, now, keep in mind that my commander, he has a item that can do a purify on a kill. So if my commander comes back and kills one of these husks that could be mind controlled, that purifies everybody. Nobody else gets mind controlled for a little bit of time. Of course, if it happens every 60 seconds, that means we'll still likely be mind controlled every 60 seconds unless my commander manages to kill an enemy unit on the ship before that. We also going to sell an assault shield. I have this for 1 unit. I'm going to sell that, auction tank, dark matter prism. So anyway, I'm thinking of going with this option. It's a little unconventional. I'm going to give it a try. And then further, I can also use this spreadsheet to help determine how the crew should be allocated their tools. For example, I've got, here's my commander, the Mutant, and currently he has the heavy translocator, so I'm going to leave him with that. The Death Knight had an auction tank, but I'm going to give him a repair drone. Our systems, if they get damaged, I need him to be able to issue repairs, right? If something happens to our systems, we need quick repair, especially on weapons, especially on the shields, mainly the shield charger, and our beam weapons. We have a siege beam and the hull reaper. We need to get those up running as soon as possible. So we have two of my boarding team members will have repair drones. Then I'm going to issue the fusion charge. We only have 1 fusion charge. I'm going to give this to Imperial Recruit. Now he's low in health, but we're going to use him right at the start of the mission. After the wave of Treasonous Whispers come through, we're going to try to have him board the enemy ship, issue his bomb. Then we don't really need him anymore. He can just stay back on our ship and help deal with borders, or maybe he'll get mind control. And then the Imperial Marshall, he's a little bit tougher than the Imperial Recruit. I'm going to give him the hull patch, and we only have a hull patch ×2, so that's 10 health we can restore. Another reason why we may not need the shield recharger, right? So, or excuse me, the shield 3. If we have this extra hull patch, it doesn't really matter if we take a little extra hull damage, right? We'll be able to repair from it. And we also have 1 med drone. So I have a med drone that I can assign. I'm going to give that to a Husk. We have a permanent Husk, just 1 crew, and I'll give him the med drone. That's something he can use either to help buff the crew, like let's say one of our crew gets caught by another crew and they're mind control. This will help them stay alive. We can also use it to tank or support our borders on the enemy ship. So that's just something extra to have. And this loadout I'm going to go with, and then I'm going to go with the Husk Rack. I got to figure out where to put it. And then later on, see, we have 58 scrap. So the remaining scrap, what I'll do is, if we get that scrap on the way to the enemy ship, I can use that to upgrade the Autosurgeon and then upgrade to Doors 2. And Doors 2 also will help protect us if crew members get mind controlled, and as long as they're not in the door room, we can have them kind of keep them contained maybe for a little while until the mind control wears off. So I'd like to go with these systems here, and we're 27 scrap short from doing that, and I'm hoping, since we have like 3 or 4 nodes to jump to in order to get to the final battle, I'm hoping we'll be able to pick up that scrap. So again, if you have not familiar with using spreadsheets, you can go to just Google Sheets online and then talk to one of these AI models and tell them what you want to do. Say, I want to make a list, a formula. Maybe it can give you an example of how to build this out. You know, the formulas are simpler. It's like a sum formula. You can take cells and add and subtract values in them. It's pretty simple stuff. If I don't know if you haven't had any experience with spreadsheets, but this is just sometimes I do this if I have a lot of scrap, a lot of stuff to choose from. It just helps make the decision better than what you can do currently in the game. So let's go back to the game. Okay, back in game. So let me go ahead and make the do the things I said I was going to do. So here's the assault shield I had. I had him on my I think on my Imperial recruit here, and he's currently got the hull patch. I'm going to switch that out, right? I was going to give him something else. Let's see. I was going to give that to the. Make sure I'm actually activating. Give that. I was going to give the repair drones to my. He's got it. I was going to give it to my my Death Knight, right? So let me go click on this guy. Yeah, just switching things around here. So we've got a lot of stuff here. Some of this I need to sell. Okay, so Death Knight is going to give repair drones, right? He gets the repair drone now. Then fusion charge, I'm going to give it to the lowly Imperial recruit. He's got the fusion charge. And let's see, the hull patch, I was going to give it to. Let's see, the Musk is going to get the med kit. Because we already have a med base. If we lose him, then it's okay. We already got another way to heal people. And then let's see who else is going to give this stuff to. The Legionnaire. I think I was going to give him the other repair drone, right? I think he was at the bottom. And the hull patch. Let's see who gets the hull patch. I guess my Marshall gets the hull patch. Okay, she should be alive, hopefully. This other stuff, I'm just going to sell it. And we still have this beam weapon. I'm going to sell the energy lance also, replace the beam. Hopefully it's not a mistake. But the reason being is that the lance, we only got 4 shots. Okay, and that's in 1 minute. So after that, we don't have any more shots. I mean, it does give us some first strike advantage, but it's not going to help us. I guess it would help us maybe in the other phases of the boss battle, but I think we can get shield down because we got 4 shots on shield. The boss has 4 shield, right? And then we have our casters with the this hate matrix can also damage the shield. So we have a lot of ways to take the shield down. I can also beam my mutant back over, and he has a weapon that gives him 10 life in each kill. So he should keep himself. I may not ever have to heal him. He should be fine on his own most of the time, as long as we have enemies to kill, right? So let's go back to the shop, and we'll dump this thing. And now we're going to get the Husk Rack. So let me see where to put this thing that makes sense. Where we have least coverage, where we need stuff repaired, critical stuff repaired. Weapons have to be repaired, right? I'm thinking about putting them here, but the enemy may attack. I think I'll put it over here because that'll help provide coverage for these systems over here, right? I guess I'll put it right here. Hopefully that's not a mistake. Because now we're going to get, and when we get boarded later, there's going to be 8 tentacles on the ship. So these tentacles will probably show up in our system rooms. And that means we're probably going to have to really be vigilant to go around and take out these, and that's the max number of systems. That's the last system I get. Okay, let's go power it up. And let's see. Okay, now we got the Husk Rack online. It's right there. Okay. And I do want to get to the next level. Let me see. Let me figure the other upgrades I want to do here. I'm still running on Engine 1, by the way. I was reading online that it does make sense. A lot of the better players will get Engine 3 because that allows you to get some events where you can get the free scrap. They call them gold events, but you'll run to a case, an encounter where you may be able to evade an enemy or chase after them, and then you have a third option or fourth option, even depending on your engine levels. And there's also another one if you have Engine 4, but the way I've been dealing with this game, there's just so much going on. I couldn't I just couldn't afford to do it, right? I couldn't afford the extra scrap, and just had to do without, right? So let's see. Let's go continue upgrading systems. So we want to upgrade to Missile 2, right? And we want Siege Beam 2. Okay. All right. So this is good, and I'm trying to think what else here. Looks like I have more money than I thought. I got 105 left. I'm not sure what else I was going to do here. I could also buy another med drone if I wanted to, because we got one. But you know, if we could lose the guy, that'd be an extra health. That's not a bad thing to get. So let me check my spreadsheet again. I forgot. I didn't realize I had so much scrap left over. So let me go update my sheet. I'll be right back. Well, we have more money than I thought. I forgot to sell these items. So let me go sell these items too. So we'll sell Dark Matter Prism. Don't really need that because we have ways on the ship. We have 2 ways on the ship: the Chaos Rift and then my translocator. Auction tank, don't need that anymore, and then we'll sell this assault shield. Okay. Now we got 123 scrap. That's pretty good. Okay, I think I'm forgetting something, right? We got the Husk Rack. What am I forgetting? Let me go back. Maybe got more money than I thought. Oh, I was going to do Husk Rack too. Right, that's what I forgot. 25 and here. Okay, now we're down to 63. Okay. That's what I wanted. I wanted Husk Rack too. Now we got +1 DPS on the Husks. Yeah, there they are. Popping out. Kind of nice. They'll be up in here. I guess if a tentacle pops in there, I'll have to watch out they don't start getting to a fight. And now we can also now I can have somebody to man my doors, which is pretty good. We're gonna go check my sheet and just see what else we have here. I may have undercounted some scrap. It looks like. Okay, yeah, we're at where we're at. We're at exact kind of where I sort of added it up. I think we've had a little extra scrap, and I figured, but that's okay. And so I can do now, if I want, I can go ahead and upgrade. Let's see, how many steps away are we from the boss? So we're 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 4 jumps away where we can get stuff. And if I jump here at the shipyard, I could get some more munitions, or we can get our hull repaired. So the thing of doing, I guess I'll go down this route as a precaution. If it looks like that we need the scrap and we don't need the shipyard, we can skip the shipyard and go here. But we might go here because it's also one less battle we run into, right? So we probably stop by the shipyard. That's good fortune. And we can either get a husk, right? Or we could get more scrap, or we could get our hull repaired. So we have a way to get a hull repaired up to 10 points, right? So that's really good. So we can afford a little collateral damage. And with 3 jumps, we're not going to get much to repair. I think what I'll do, we should get enough scrap to upgrade doors. The door upgrade is only going to be 25. Right, to door 2. So, and we don't need shield charger 2. A lot of people say you just need 1. I know it's only 10-second duration, but you're not going to get much benefit for the extra scrap and the energy power. I mean, I could afford it. Now, if I can get 2, we get just a ton of scrap, then maybe I'll do it, right? That'll be kind of like a last-minute type of thing. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go and upgrade the med bay while we're at it. Let's just do med bay 3. And now we've got a lot of ways to upgrade the crew here to get the crew tanked. And I can't afford anything else, right? I think we're done. Yeah, this cost 6 scrap, and we don't need any of this stuff. So, okay, so we're finally done here. I see this is grayed out, can't get more systems. So, all right. So now we've got our crew support. We've got some extra Husk around, and they're not supposed to have, I guess because these were created as, they're supposed to be +4, but it looks like they have to be created in this situation. And as, you know, I didn't have it upgraded at the time. I only had it on power level 2. And let me see, let me double check. So yeah, it says +1 DPS moves fast. So they should get +1. The next Husk we create, these are all going to be destroyed when we jump out. The ones that are created should have +4 DPS. We'll double check on that. I'm not going to get, I didn't want level 3 because they ionize on death. And then if a Husk dies here next to our system, it ionizes it, right? We don't need that kind of hassle. So you could use them to, if you had an assault sled, we could crank out the Husk, put them on the sled, and send them to the enemy ship, right? Okay, I think we're all good. So now we've got beam 1 up, and this is, you know, you heard me say before, a lot of the players better than me says this is like one of the better weapons in the game to have. So I'm glad we got this. I have it over here. I don't know if I should have it here or there. I think I want it way over here because if it goes down, I need to keep taking out shields, right? And I'm not gonna. We do have a Claymore Missile. I'm not gonna load it yet. I'm gonna wait. I don't think we need it until we get to the because it costs 2 munitions. So I'm just gonna wait. Okay, let's move on. So now let's head on our journey a little bit closer to the boss. And we have a well-stocked Imperial Corvette. Okay. No casters. I like facts, no casters. So let me see what I'm going to do. Let's see. First we're going to do Treasonous Whispers on... Where's their throne? I guess that's their throne there. Okay. Let's do the Treasonous Whispers. I can do it in the engine room. It'll damage the engine... I mean, the weapon room will damage weapons. So let's go damage weapons. Hopefully, I think he's going to stay in there, right? You're going to move here. You're going to move here. And let's see what else I want to do. What else can I cast? Let's see. I forgot he's down here now. I want to move this guy down. I don't need him up here. I like to have all my guys with, I can see with the spells up top. Okay. Okay, we have a burden. This will do some damage. And I may as well cast it now. I guess I could cast it on the guy on the throne. This will damage their throne. So I'll cast it on the throne. And these, the stun I'll cast once my guys get over there. So let me get my spell off. Okay, now he's controlled. Now they're going to fight each other in that room. You know, I should have done a different room because now I can't attack their weapons. I can't attack their munitions here. I guess I'll do that. Okay, so let me get these guys into the munition room. I'll cast a stun there. Okay, let me cast the Shriek. And let's see, I'm trying to think what else I'm going to cast. And I guess I can... Let me wait for this. So the Shriek has to cast first, right? I don't make... Sometimes I make a mistake of casting, get too eager to cast, and I cast before they've cast the second spell before they cast their first spell. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I can cast the Shriek. I'll cast it on their shields because nobody's in the shield room. Now, if somebody gets there, it's going to be a problem. I may have to. It's going to be a little risky, but I'm hoping they're not going to hit me. Good, we stunned them. Good. Now the shields are hurt, and now I can fire into. Let's see. I'll fire into shields, and then I can start using the pewter factor on them. These guys are not immune to poison, which is good. And I can't go after their weapons because they are. They're in there busy with them, so some of their weapons are still up. That's not good. So next time I don't want to do weapons like that. I'm going to try and get shields down, then I'll try and go after their weapons. That's what I'll do, so let's see. Okay, also firing into weapons. I'll fire into missile, their weapon room as well. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, just checking everything. Okay, he's firing at me now with his magnetic pulse. That just stuns the crew. That's not too bad. And I got a missile. I'll go ahead and use a missile. Want to get hull down. I'll fire it at the throne. Should have done. Okay, shields are now down completely. Now I can do beam one. We'll do that on, I guess weapons and shield. That makes sense. Yeah, weapons and shield. I gotta watch the hull, right? And let's see. Now I can also use the siege beam. I may as well deploy it, right? I gotta be careful here, because this could destroy the whole ship if I'm not careful. So, okay. We just did a nice job on... We still haven't taken out their weapons, though. I'm not happy about that. I'm going to do the Reaper Beam as well, because I want to get these weapons destroyed. Let's do this. And hopefully their shield stays down. I'm going to watch my crew in case I got to recall them, right? Let's see. He's almost got another burden ready. Okay, we took out 2 weapons, but their fusillade is still up. That'll do 7 projectiles. That'll hit us. And let me see what I can do here. Just checking. Oh, my shields are down. All right, so I'm going to turn on the shield charger. Okay, now the shields are back up. So let me run to the shield room. I can do some damage to shield before we go. Let's see. I'm just going to try it. Okay, and he's got another burden. So we'll cast that into the weapon room. Yeah, let's see. The next Shriek is 30 seconds away. It'll be a long time before we get that. How's my crew? Crew's holding up really well. We're trying to pair the missions. And we just took out their fusillade. Good. Okay, all I got is after the mag pulse. That's not gonna hurt us. So I think we've got this now. And let's see. See, my siege beam is not able to connect because of the. Let me go after shields again. I don't know if this will do anything to shields. Let me try it again. It looks like their shields can't go beyond level 2. Checking spells. Okay, let's see. Pure factor's up. I'll fire into weapons, I guess. Oh, now the hull's getting kind of low. I gotta watch out here. Okay, that's down, and I can fire my beam again. And let's see. Let me fire into this and this. Let's see, I might be able to get. Hold on a second. Let me try. I might be able to get more hull this way. Let's see what if I do this and that. Okay, looks like I only got 3. That's fine. Okay. Now I gotta be careful here. Okay, we got through shields again. His shield's almost up. Okay, getting really low. And you know what? I'm just gonna recall because You know, this might be a little too dangerous here. Okay, they're down to 1 hull. See, that could have been it. That could have been it. You only get these guys healed up, and I mean, they shouldn't have to board again, but it's just my routine. And now I think one more spell, and we got it. Okay, here's the spell. Just throw it into that, into their life support, and that should be it. That's it. See, so we can crack shield 4. That's reassuring. Let me heal these guys. Okay, 72 scrap. Dang, that's a lot. That's more scrap than I expected. Okay, put you back here. Put you here. I think they're all healed now, right? Yeah. Oh, he's not fully healed yet. Stupid me. Too eager to get these guys out. He'll be healed by the time he gets back. Okay, now he's fully healed. Sure, I got save stations. Okay. All right, so we got 72 scraps. That means I can get the doors upgraded. So now we'll do door 2, right? And I don't know what we're gonna have left over. 50 scraps, pretty good. Maybe we'll get shield charger 2. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe I can actually fund power for engines to get up a little. Right now, we only have 10 evasion. Well, 15 if my commander's on the throne. So, okay, very good. Let's go to the next node. Ooh, now they have a caster and they got doors. Okay, but my Death Knight's got a this Ripper type. Has a Ripper weapon, and it has a door break speed of 1000%. He can chew through these doors very easily, so not worry about these doors. So let's see what I want to do here. I may change things around a little bit with my Treasonous Whispers. I don't want them in the weapon room. I want to destroy their weapons. So I guess I'll go after the caster this time. I think that makes more sense. And then we'll just have to fire, stun, and slow and burden on the bigger soldiers, right? We'll do that. So let's do the Treasonous Whispers. I'll try it on the caster. Hopefully he'll stay there this time. He's going to cast Fireball on us, I'm sure. Okay, and then I can do a Chaos Rift on their life support. I'll just start. I'd like to do shields. Let me see if they run around first, and I'll try their other systems. You know, this doesn't have any, but you know they're going to run through here to attack us, right? So I want to get them controlled. What was that? Maybe that was a shot I hit. Oh, maybe that was a shot I threw at him. I'm not sure. Oh, a fleshing appeared. That's weird. Oh, it's my Vile Sepulcher. Once per fight, summon a random demon on the first enemy crew to use the psychic power. Okay, I forgot about that. Oh, they're really damaged too. Look at the damage. Okay, I gotta be careful here. They're already down to a lot of damage in their hull. Okay, I took them over. And so now my guys are ready to beam over there. So we're gonna translocate over into this room. And I'm gonna cast a burden in there. Okay, we're in there fighting them. And then we got a fire. I think one of these other guys can put out fires, right? I thought one of these other guys was immune to fire. He's immune to fire. I guess I can run him over there to help out. Yeah, you run over there and help. Okay, and then we're going to cast a Shriek in there. He's going to send guys to fight us. So I'll cast a Shriek, and they'll do more damage. I got to watch this damage. It's hard to see all those words. Okay, so now I can start disrupting shields. You know, let's see, I'm just watching. I gotta watch the hull and also watch if our shields go down. A couple things to watch here. Okay, fire's out. Good. You go here, back, and let's see. Okay, try and get shields out. Are my guys okay? Half move speed. Okay. Yeah, my guys are not. I heard. We'll make sure my guys are not drained. Oh, my mutant's taking a lot of damage though. I may have to pull them back. Okay, try and see if I can get shields down. I'll throw a missile into this. This shield also. We haven't done any damage to their weapons yet. Oh, we got one weapon down. That's good. And all I have is a beam, so that's not going to get through our shields. But they are starting to hit shields with their munitions. So what's their munition level? It's only 1. Okay, they're not going to be able to get through our shields, I don't think, as long as this weapon's down. That's probably my. Oh, that's the guy who took control of the High Magister. He's going to be back in order in just a few seconds, though. Let's see. Checking spells. Chaos. Ooh, okay, shields are down. I'm going to throw this into their. So I'll throw it into their shield also. I'm going to go after the remaining weapon and munitions here. Okay. Now I got to be careful. I got a beam on, but I got to make sure that it doesn't destroy their ship. I'm not going to employ munitions here. Our hull's in good shape. I'm just going to wait and see on this. Okay, now their shields are back up. Ugh, okay. I don't know if I got any damage on it. I don't think I got any damage by the time our shields came up. That's unfortunate. Okay, so let's see how we're doing. They're down to hull 4 now. And let's see. I don't think I want to stay. How okay, this guy is close to death. If I can kill one more, I might be really happy to do that. How are we doing on the fight? 5 seconds till I get another spell. Shield got hit a little bit, but it's not down. I think it's going to recharge in time. We almost got this guy. He's pretty tough. We're not able to really cut into that guy. He's back on the shields trying to repair. He's up to shield 3 now. And let's see. I want to kill one of those guys, please. Let me kill him. Okay, we got him killed. Now we got their weapons destroyed. So I'm going to go ahead and recall. And let's see. We're going to fire into shields again. Try and get shields down. So I can get beam weapons up. These guys were repaired, healed. And let's see. He's down there. I like to kill him. I don't know if I can. Let me hit another burden. I'll do a burden on shield. Maybe that'll take the get the shields destroyed. Maybe. Another munition hitting this. And let's see. My guy's healed. Okay, shields are down again. So I could do a Hull Reaper. That's pretty cheap. And go after shields, and I can get 4 rooms. Maybe this will be it if we keep shields down. Let's see. And I have a beam weapon. We'll do the beam weapon, and I'll do also do shields and go this way. Get those 3. So maybe this will be it. Let's see. I've got 2 beam weapons on. Everybody's back on ship. Yes. Yes. Nice. Slice and dice. I like it. So that worked out really well. 43 scrap. Good. Okay. Went really, really well. Everybody back. Yeah, I forgot about this Vile Sepulcher. Just haven't gotten it that often. Okay, that went pretty well. It was a little tricky there, but we got through it a little better. I think attacking the weapons room was the right choice. And you saw how my mutant lost almost half his... Well, it wasn't really half. I guess about maybe 40% of his health, but still held on. I wish I had better weapons. This is all I got. Okay, so 93 scrap. I'm trying to think what I can do here. So this would cost... Oh, we can upgrade to Shield Charger 2. And... Now, Hull Reapers, that's not really an option. This is not an option. Any of these 80s, 70, 35, 105. But we could get Shield Charger 2. Might consider that, because that would give us even longer recharge. We only got Shield 2. Shield 3 would be prohibitively expensive. It'd be 170, and I only got half that. So many nodes are left. So let's do this next node, and then I'll try to see what I want to do. We'll still have a lot of options every step of the way here, it looks like. Okay, another 4 hull ship, or 4 shield ship, and they got another guy here. I guess I'll cast the... they don't have any door systems, so that won't be a problem. So I guess I'll cast another Treasonous Whispers on this guy. So he's going to stay in the throne room, I believe. And let's see. Get that out there, and then we'll go after the room. I guess I can also damage... I can damage with this, right? So let me get my crew over there. Okay, he's cast. Let's go get after it here. And I'll cast the Burden in there. And the Psychic Shriek in there. I don't have anything to cast on the shields. I like to cast something on shields, but I don't have anything. That's okay. I think we can take down shields. Okay, now we're in there. Oh, he ran out of there. Bastard. I can't mind control him, can I? No, I can't. He ran out of there. I guess, oh, he already cast the spell. I didn't realize this. When he cast the spell, he had to move because the demon showed up. So what I have to remember next time to do is let the guy cast his spell first and then cast the Treasonous Whisper. So that's something I hadn't. I haven't had this experience with this ship module before, so now I know. He's probably going to run right into my throne room, right? Let's see. Oh, he's going to run into that room. Okay, fine. We don't care about that. Let's see how we doing. We slowed him, stunned him, and now I can cast I'll cast a Chaos Rift at his missile room. Hopefully it won't bring him over here. I can also do his, what has he got? He has a Disruptor. Yeah, that's not going to be it. I'll cast it to his missile room. Okay, and let's see. And how are my guys? My guys are okay? Yeah, getting hurt though. Yeah, let's see. Ooh, he ionized my siege beam. That's okay. It's only 5 seconds. And these are ship munitions he's firing at me. So I'm getting ready to try to take down the shields. Where's the shield room? Shield. Shield. Let's see if we can take that down. Oh, oh, no shit. Oh, I thought he pulled him over. Good. Well, I guess the fact my Chaos Rift hit the shield is why he didn't show up. So it's just a reaction to it. That's good. Well, we're gonna kill his spellcaster anyways, and they're trying to fight me for some dumb reason. That's good. So let's see if we get shields down. Oh, we missed. Oh, okay, that was a miss. So I'll fire into shields with the missile. Okay, now we're on fire. So let's see. Weapons are not destroyed. We almost got this guy killed. I'm gonna stand there and fight him a little more. See if we can get shields fully destroyed. I mean, weapons destroyed. Okay, he's down to shield 2. Not able to crack the shield yet. Man, he really hates this. Really hates my siege beam for some reason. Okay, so weapons are not destroyed yet. No, he still has a few slots. So I gotta stand there and burn for a little bit. And yeah, they're both on fire, but they're okay. And how's my shields? Shields are holding up okay. Let's see. I'm trying to see. We'll try another volley and see if we can get shields down this time. He's got a guy in there repairing them though. Let's see, I'm waiting to see if we get weapons destroyed. Both my crew are starting a little weak, so I may have to run out of there soon. And burden, I guess I'll fire that into. I want weapons destroyed, right? So I'm gonna fire into weapons. Shields are down. Good. Okay, let's do the beam, and I'll do shield and missile with this, and then I can use my Hull Reaper. And I guess I'll do weapons. I want weapons down, and then do all this other stuff here, right? Okay, I gotta watch Hull though. Okay, haven't destroyed the weapon yet. And the shields are almost up. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can do here. Okay, crew is okay. Okay, did more damage. Okay, now weapons destroyed. So I'm gonna go and recall. Get these guys repaired, and my weapons are down. Ooh, my weapons are ionized. Okay, oh, 4 seconds. Wow. Okay, so that missile hit my weapons now. Okay, that's all right. We can heal up. I still have a siege beam, and I don't want to deploy it yet because I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it. It may be a waste of 3 munitions, right? And so we have a missile though. Let's keep doing damage. We have our spells, right? We have spells, so let's damage his missiles. That's causing us problem. I'll damage shields, right? Let's damage shield, and then I'll cast this. I don't know where to cast this. I'll cast this into their the siege thing, and I'll cast this Treasonous Whispers into this room because they seem to be trying to fix their weapons. So maybe I'll get one of them and I'll damage the weapons. Oh, they moved out. Damn it. Shit. Oh. Now I hit my throne. Okay, that's fine. Okay, weapons are back up. Do we have power back? We have power back. Okay. They're down to 2 hull. So I think we got this. Just trying to see what we got here. I'm gonna fire disruptor into shields again, and then okay, and then fire these into shield, and then that might be it. I hope. Well, maybe not. No, because of 1, 2. Well, there are only 2 shields. Yeah, this might be it. This might be it. Let's see if the shots hit. Yep, that's it. Yes, nice. Okay, worked that time because their shield was ionized. They couldn't get up to higher than 2. Ooh. Oh, okay. Disruptor. We don't really need this. Soul Barrage. Well, like that spell, it takes 14 seconds. So even though we could do technically 3 points of damage, it takes forever, and then my crew could get disrupted. So it's not really worth the hassle for this. Now this is helpful because this could tank one of my crew, right? It's an extra 15 hit points, and then we get 10 scrap. So yeah, I think this is worth it. Let's get this. Let's see who we can give this armor to. And my mutant can't wear armor. He can't wear armor. I've already got armor on my Deathbringer. I could have sold this, I guess, but keeps him a little bit helpful or tankier. Could give it to my Marshall. Could also give it to my Necromancer. And this is important. See, he can cast. He can do damage to the enemy ship, right? He's like a weapon. And so I'm going to give it to this guy. I'm going to tank him a little bit. Now I've got a stronger caster, right? He'll be able to survive if we get tendrils, or if any crew goes mind controlled. He's got a little bit better armor. That's why I kind of like about some of these psychers. You can tank them a little bit and make them tougher. Because this is important. Now, in addition to supporting my boarding crew, he can do damage to the enemy ship. So, and it's every 16 seconds. He's probably the best. This is the best psyker ability I probably have, just because it's recharges so quickly to use with the hate matrix, right? So, okay. So now we got to think about what we want to do. So we can try and get more scrap. I got 103 scrap, and I can upgrade to. Let's see, 70 and 35. Okay, see, we're 2 scrap short. So if I wanted like missile 3, I don't really need missile 3. I guess I'll get shield charger 2 because we can afford it, right? And it's only 65. Everything else will require hitting to the next node, and it's no guarantee we'll be able to get it. This would cost 115, and we don't even know what we'll get. We may get nothing in the next node, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do the shield charger, right? And now I guess I'll get one more power block in. Well, we already have the engine. I guess I'll get another power block for engines. So now we got that's up, and we got shield charger 2. So now we got our engines up to one more box. It's a little extra evasion, and then now we have shield charger 2, a lot more powerful now. It'll last basically 15 seconds instead of 10 seconds. That's a little better, I guess, but you know, didn't really have to get it. So now we use all our scrap, and now we can head to. We're gonna head to the station or shipyard so we can get some free stuff there, right? Okay, now I gotta figure out what I want. So we don't need hull, we don't need heal injuries. And scavenge missions, in the longer battles, I've used like 30 munitions, even with a missile that uses 2 munitions. So we're gonna be using a lot of munitions. And I think we need the munitions. We're gonna be during some husks, right? So we'll get the munitions. 8, good. Okay, so that's like an extra 4 missile shots. So that's really good because this missile will be. This Claymore Missile uses 2 munitions, a little bit longer charge time, but we also have missile 2. So now our recharge is 25%, as long as somebody's manning it. This guy. And if something happens to him, we can always use a husk, right? Got these husks, and now these husks have, they have the 4 DPS, excellent, and they move fast. See how fast they move. So these also move fast to the ship. Yeah, they're really quick, a little bit quicker. That's good. I like that. So now we got some extra guys to back up our casters while the main boarding team is away. That's really good. Everybody back. Okay. So we're ready as we want to be, and for the, I guess we'll jump to the Starflayer, and then I'll talk about the plan of attack once we get there and I pause the game. So we'll, I guess we'll see you in the next segment, and we'll start the battle with the Starflayer. See you then.